I started this loose ends project about 2.5 months ago, and I began with music, which was a big part of my life, my music career. I'm still not done with that. That has involved transferring tapes of concerts onto my computer so that I can then proceed to the next step. Some posting on YouTube, some going onto CDs. I'm not done with that by a long shot, because it also includes the stories that go along with the concerts. Since that was such a big part of my life, there's a lot of stories involved too, some of which connects across to other areas, letters, poetry, things of that sort. I'm not throwing in the sponge, I'm jumping in the bath. I just realized that this project is going to be my life from here on in, because it keeps getting bigger instead of smaller, so I know that I'm not going to finish it. So I'm just going to drop thinking of it as the Loose Ends Project. It's just my life and what I'm doing from now on. I have a list here of things I have yet to do. Finishing up the music. I've done a lot of other things. I had a mask business for quite a few years where I made portrait masks of people. I made masks on their face, and then I did collages on the mask that represented their inner self. So actually their mask unmasked them. And I did quite a few on people. I have a complete video of me making a mask on Mickey Hart, the drummer with the Grateful Dead. And so there's a lot of stories there, and there's lots of things involved, and of course lots of visual material on that aspect. As some of you may know, I've been very actively engaged with quilt making. And 2 quilts, I completely documented the making of them online, which took online life to a new level of actually following a person through a lengthy process of doing something. And then with those little snippets, making a larger video, which would go from the beginning to the unveiling, and putting those onto DVDs. That's not completed. I have done lots of collages and paintings, and I have all of those, and many of those have stories involved, letters, certainly the visuals. I have done very little with that. That takes us to, I've done a lot of video art. I would say for the last 8 years or so, video art, filmmaking has been my major interest. I have lots of that, none of which I've put up on sites where I mainly am vlogging or keeping some sort of a personal video journal. I have to do something with those, probably DVDs. I write. I have poetry for years and years, which I've done nothing with. Poetry I've written. Poetry that I've received from an interesting cast of characters. I'd like to do something with that. I have traveled a lot, and I have extensive travel journals, many of them including on-the-spot sketches. For trips to India, I actually wrote up preparing to publish, which I never did that. I could put those online, I guess, as in blog form. So then that takes us to the travel books, the art books that I make when I'm on a trip. That's video material. I consider if it's just sitting on my bookshelf, it hasn't gone as far as it could go. So to me, that's a loose end, something to do something with. My dream journals. I always keep coming back to video because that's what I'm really interested in. Think what you could do with your dream journals. The land, of course, everything that I've done up there. Putting that, gathering that together. I guess I'm thinking mainly in terms of DVDs. All of this somehow relevant to my own personal website, margaretfabrizio.com, which I haven't updated in ages. So I'm proud of my website. I think it's quite beautiful, but it's not very up to date. Most of this goes into what I call my autobiovideography. I've been so lucky in my life. I've had so many adventures. I have all the rewards of having lived most of my life on the edge. And so I've had the experiences that comes when you live in a state of personal risk. You get a lot of material that way. So the whole thing gets gathered into my autobiovideography. As far as I know, I coined that word, but I couldn't copyright it. So what I did is I bought the domain. So I own Autobiovideography.com and .net, but I haven't done anything with them at all. And what I see as doing with those places is providing a home for people to put their autobiovideographies. This is where it's going. The potential of online life has really not been very well explored yet. I don't know anyone, even on YouTube, that does what I do with their channel. So people are not going to be writing autobiographies. They're going to be doing videos. You just leave more, and it's more fun to do, much less work. So I think of my site, autobiovideography.com, as being a place to house people's autobiovideographies. So it could be a place for people to post their autobiovideographies, which of course could always be being updated. So that's my life. I'm a busy girl, and none of this, all of this is old stuff in a sense. It's old material where I'm very torn, because there's the part of me that wants to be making brand new things and doing brand new things. But, well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see online.